Okay, so Module 7, Section 1 is angles of polygons. So the goal of this one is to prove and use the polygon interior angle sum theorem and prove and use the polygon exterior angle sum theorem. So remember, interiors inside, exteriors outside. Okay, so the first part of it is that a diagonal of a polygon is a segment that connects any two non-consecutive vertices within a polygon. The vertices of polygon PQRST that are not consecutive with vertex P are vertexes R and S. Notice that the diagonals from the vertex P separate the polygon into three triangles. So the sum of the angle measures of a polygon is the sum of the angle measures of the triangles formed by drawing all of the possible diagonals from one vertex. So that's saying we started at P, we could draw one here that's diagonal across and one here. We couldn't from here to here because they're already connected to one another, also from here to here. So theorem 7.1, the polygon interior angle sum theorem, says the sum of the interior angle measures of an n-sided convex polygon is the quantity of n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So let's look at an example. So find the measure of each interior angle of pentagon H, J, K, L, and M. So find the sum. So a pentagon has 5 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So use the polygon interior angle sum theorem to find the sum of its interior angle measures. So we know with anything, we can add all the sides together to find the total. So the measure of H, J, K, L, and M. So the formula to do that is the quantity of n minus 2 times 180 degrees. So this is where knowing how many sides comes in whatever polygon is really important. So n stands for the number of sides. So we're going to do a text box. So we're going to plug in for n. It would be 5. And then we have minus 2 times 180. So if we plug that into our calculator, 5 minus 2 is 3 times 180 degrees is 540. So let's look at the next part. So now we can find the value of x because we found out what that polygon equals. So it equals 540 degrees. So we'd plug in all the sides from the polygon. So that was the 2x plus 3x plus 14 plus 3x plus 14 plus 142 equals 540. So when we do all of that, we would combine our like terms. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 3 is 10. So now we have 10x, and then if we combine our other like terms, we have 14 plus 14 is 28, plus 142 is 170. So plus 170 equals 540. So then I can subtract 170 from both sides of my equal sign. So now I have 10x equals, and I get 370. So then I divide both sides by 10, and I end up 370 divided by 10 is 37. So x equals 37. So then I can plug in to find each of the parts. So use the value of x to find the measure of each angle. So J equals 142. And that's where we go back to our image. So we could plug in each of those. So let's just move on to this one now. So now let's try it. So we need to find out what angle E equals. So let's count how many sides this one has. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what polygon has 6 sides? And a polygon that has 6 sides is a hexagon. So we're going to use that same formula. So I'm going to start with by just writing it down. So my formula is the quantity of n minus 2 times, and we're just going to use the x, although I don't like to because I don't have the dot, times 180. So let's plug it in. So there's 6 sides minus 2 times 180. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So then we have 4 times 180. And that gives me, go ahead and plug it in your calculator. And I'm going to pull mine up down here. So 4 times 180 gives me 720. So now I can plug in everything in order to figure this out. So I would have x plus 2 plus x minus 8 plus x plus 7 plus x minus 3 plus x plus 6 plus x minus 4 equals 720. So now when I plug this in, I'm going to combine my like terms. So I have 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. Now I'm going to combine my other like terms. I have 2 minus 8 is negative 6, plus 7 is 1, minus 3 is negative 2, plus 6 is 4, minus 4 is 0. So I just have 6x equals 720. I divide both sides by 6. I'm going to plug this in my calculator. 720 divided by 6 gives me 120. So x equals 120. I'm not done yet, so if I go back and look at the problem, it asks me to find the measure of E. So if I go find E, it's x plus 6. And I know that x is 120, so I'm going to do 120 plus 6 equals 126. So my answer would be D. If you're not sure how I got that, raise your hand and I'll come over and explain it again. Here's a little cheat sheet. So here's what all of the sides and what the polygons and how many sides they have. All right, example 3, identify the polygon given the interior angle measure. So the measure of an interior angle of a regular polygon is 144 degrees. Find the number of sides in the polygon. So let n equal the number of sides that the shape has, the polygon has. Because all angles of a regular polygon are congruent, the sum of the interior angle measures is 144 times n degrees. So by the polygon interior angle sums theorem, the sum of the interior angle measures can also be expressed as n minus 2 times 180. So since they already told me what it equals, I'm going to plug this in. So I know that it can be expressed as that. So I'm going to do 144 times n. It also equals n minus 2 times 180. Okay, so now I rewrote it over here. So now I'm going to treat it as I'm going to distribute. So I still have 144n on this side equals. So 180 times n is 180n. 180 times 2, and I'm going to keep my minus. So 180 doubled is 360. So now I can go through and solve this. So I'm going to subtract 180 from both sides. Now I get on this side negative 36n equals, these ones cancel, I have negative 360. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 36, so I end up with n equals 10. So when you're solving these every single time, this is always going to be the same thing. The only thing that's going to change is if they gave you what each side length equals. So in this case, I know that n equals 10. So that means my polygon has 10 sides, so it is a decagon. And that's why it is important that we always come back to this so that we could also look and know what we're going with. All right, so let's go to the next one. So now we have the next part of the lesson. It's exterior angles of polygons. So this theorem, 7.2, tells me that the sum of the exterior angle measures of a convex polygon, that one angle at each vertex equals 360 degrees. So in other words, when I have one that has all these lines and it's kind of connected and it doesn't make a definitive shape, I can add all these sides up together and it's going to equal 360 degrees. So let's try it. So I'm going to find the missing values. So my goal is to find what x equals. So I'm going to add all the sides. So I have 6x plus 9x plus 2x plus 139 degrees. And when I have a shape like this, it always equals 360 degrees. So I'm going to combine my like terms. I'm going to do that down here. So 6x plus 9x is 15x, plus 2x is 17x, plus 139 equals 360. So my first step, I'm going to subtract 139 from both sides. So now I have 17x equals, I'm going to pull my calculator up. So I have 360 minus 139 gives me 221. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 17. And I end up with 13. So x equals 13. So let's try another one. So in this case, I know that I have a convex polygon, so I'm going to add all the sides up. So I'm going to have 52 plus 2x plus 88 plus x plus 10 plus x plus 2 equals 360 degrees. So I'm going to combine my like terms. So 52 plus 88 gives me 140. Then 2x plus x is 3x. Oops, I forgot that 10. So it's actually 150. So then 2x plus 1x is 3x. Plus another x is 4x. And I also have another 2 over here. So this should actually be 152. So 152 plus 4x equals 360. So I'm going to subtract 152 from both sides. I end up with 4x equals, and when I plug it in, I get 360 minus 152, and that equals 208. So then I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and x equals 52. So my answer will be B, 52. So add all the sides, solve it, it equals 360 degrees. And then the last part, so find exterior angle measures of a polygon. So find the measure of each exterior angle of a regular dodecan. So a regular dodecan has 12 congruent sides and 12 congruent interior angles. So the interior angles are also congruent because angles supplementary to congruent angles are congruent. So let n equal the measure of each exterior angle and write and solve an equation.